November 27th, you're gonna watch Zootopia 2, one of the most anticipated films in recent years. But do you really know what's going to happen in this brand new adventure? Nick's dad. In the trailer released by Disney, we find out that Nick and Judy are being chased not only by the police, but also by a mysterious figure hiding under a hood, someone the fox knows all too well, his father. Hold on, we're gonna break this all down for you right now. This creepy character is definitely being set up as the big villain of the story, or maybe not, because as you already know, Zootopia loves to mislead fans into thinking they've figured everything out. In the last movie, everyone thought Mayor Lionheart was behind the whole mystery, but the real villain turned out to be Assistant Mayor Bellwether. That's exactly why we believe the hooded figure may not be a villain after all. He might actually be chasing Nick to protect him from someone truly dangerous, and who else could that be but his own father? This theory holds up because ever since the first film, foxes have been seen as untrustworthy. Nick's dad never appeared, and why this character disappeared when Nick was just a child is still a mystery, but we're sure all the answers are coming soon. But you don't have to wait for the movie to find out what could happen in Zootopia 2. Grab your popcorn, because another Cinewave is about to begin. The villain. In the latest trailer, the villain from the first movie, Assistant Mayor Bellwether, makes a super quick appearance, less than a second long. She's wearing an orange outfit like a prison jumpsuit. That makes sense, since after the crime she committed, of course she'd still be behind bars. But the antagonist is definitely coming back. And judging by the look on her face, Bellwether clearly doesn't regret a single thing she did to the predators, making the whole city believe they were turning violent and going back to their savage ways. Bellwether definitely hasn't let go of her dream of controlling the city, and in this new movie, we'll probably see her thirst for revenge, especially against Judy Hopps, the officer who foiled her evil plans. Bellwether the sheep might be pulling the strings behind the big crime that's about to go down. And yeah, we all know Judy and Nick are going to be blamed for everything, since the trailer makes it very clear the police are chasing both of them. Judy and Nick aren't wearing their police uniforms, which means they've probably been fired until they can prove their innocence. So does that mean our heroes might end up in jail alongside the villain? Gary. Over the past few months, the internet has been buzzing about the mysterious new character in Zootopia 2, Gary. This snake is full of secrets, mainly because, well, he's a snake. Until now, the only animals shown in the Zootopia universe were mammals, whether predators or prey. But Gary changes the game entirely. His very existence rewrites the rules of Zootopia. The big theory is that mammals separated themselves from the other species a long time ago and built their own kingdom, and the arrival of a reptile like Gary means that this paradise called Zootopia has been invaded. The Zootopian government sees Gary as a threat and wants him locked up. Could this lead to an all-out war between mammals and reptiles? Many fans believe Gary is actually a whistleblower involved in a case our heroes are investigating, which is why they all need to go on the run together. The police are hunting Gary, but they're not the only ones. If you take a close look at the scene where the hooded villain meets the heroes on top of a building, Gary looks way more scared than Nick or Judy, which means the snake knows who the villain is, and they have a past. So what if the hooded figure is another reptile trying to wipe out the mammal city? Or maybe he's a natural predator of snakes. What if he's an eagle? Would you be friends with a snake? Drop a comment with #Gary so we can meet ya. Iguana. It's not true that Gary is the only reptile in Zootopia. A lot of fans have been saying that lately, but the teaser proved otherwise. Almost nobody noticed what we're about to show you, so get ready. At the very end of the trailer, there's an iguana. He's the second reptile officially confirmed for the film. If you look closely, you'll see he's dressed like a cowboy, wearing a hat and vest. That means he probably lives in a Wild West or desert-style setting. There's a scene that shows a pretty sketchy location. It might be this cowboy iguana's home, right when the heroes and Gary are surrounded by rhino cops. In the trailer, you can clearly see a desert or Wild West-style area. As we all know, Zootopia is a city with different climate zones, forests, ice, and now even a habitat for aquatic animals. It's very possible that Gary and the iguana both came from that desert region, meaning this movie may take place outside the main city. But if the iguana's dressed like a cowboy, then maybe he's not a hero at all. Maybe he's a bounty hunter, someone you definitely can't trust. Better watch out for him. The mayor. Another theory about Zootopia's future involves the panda mayor. This character shows up in the trailer, but almost no one noticed. As you can see, he's clearly the city's new mayor. First, because he's dressed just like former Mayor Lionheart, and second, because after everything that went down in the first movie, of course Zootopia would choose someone new to lead. This character definitely seems like a good guy, and we're pretty sure he is, because in the last film, the story already explored the corrupt mayor twist, so it wouldn't make sense to repeat that again. But that might also mean the new mayor is being manipulated by someone else, don't you think? It makes sense, especially since we've all seen that our heroes are on the run from the police. That means the panda sent law enforcement after Judy, Nick, and Gary to throw them all in jail. But everyone knows they're innocent. The new mayor is probably being controlled by someone else. Maybe a certain clever sheep who's been locked up since the last movie? Another city. If you pay close attention, you'll notice we're about to visit a brand new city, one that's underwater. Could it be the animal version of the lost city of Atlantis? The filmmakers made it clear that this movie is introducing a new type of mammal, aquatic ones, like beavers and seals. That means part of this movie's mystery will take place beneath the surface, and that opens up a world of possibilities. There's a whole new kingdom underneath Zootopia run by different species, and maybe they're not friendly. Our heroes might be on a mission to stop Zootopia from sinking, which is exactly why people are calling it the Atlantis theory. Since the very first movie, we've understood the villain's goals. Bellwether wanted to get rid of predators by making everyone believe they were dangerous and attacking prey animals. But what if this time the villain has an even darker plan? What if they want to sink Zootopia completely into the ocean, just like the legend of Atlantis? If that happens, only aquatic mammals would remain in control. And maybe that's the big mystery, saving the city from a massive catastrophe. That's why in the trailer we see a beaver taking our heroes deep into a lake. That might just be the key to everything. And what's even more mysterious? Why haven't you subscribed to the channel yet? Hit that notification bell and get new videos every day. Food. What if the real villain is someone who never evolved and actually wants to go back to the old days when predators hunted and ate prey? That's totally possible. In the very first film, the opening scene shows Judy as a kid explaining how in the past predators used to attack and eat other animals. That's basically the foundation of the whole story. In the end, we learn the villain was a sheep trying to make everyone believe predators were truly evil. But what if there's a predator now who actually wants to go back to a time when they were in charge? We already mentioned that the new movie features a panda as the mayor, but why would an evil predator be okay with that? Maybe that's the real issue. And what if reptiles like Gary don't accept the idea that they should follow what mammals say? What if the villain is someone who wants to bring the world back to how it used to be, a world where rabbits like Judy were just food? That could honestly be the main storyline of the movie, someone trying to turn the world back into what it once was. A dangerous place for small animals. Love interest. Love. That feeling might actually be one of the stars of this story. Don't believe it? Just take a look at the charming new character who showed up in the trailer. He's a blonde, muscular horse who looks like a famous Hollywood actor, or maybe a romantic pop singer. What we've heard, based on behind-the-scenes info, is that he might be the love interest of Gazelle, the superstar singer voiced by Shakira. Part of the story could show the two of them meeting and falling in love, but maybe their romance will be kept secret. After all, he's a horse and she's a gazelle. The studio hasn't revealed anything yet about the future of this handsome, muscle-bound stallion from the trailer, but one thing's for sure, he's probably a pretty big celebrity in Zootopia. Relationship. Judy and Nick are going to need therapy. That's been confirmed by the filmmakers. Dr. Fuzzby is a newly announced character in the upcoming movie. She works with the police force, helping officers improve their performance. And that already tells us this new chapter won't be easy for our heroes. Disney confirmed that Judy and Nick will have trouble working together, mainly because Judy never really lets Nick express himself, or to be more accurate, she never lets him talk, and that's going to cause serious tension in their relationship. That also means there's going to be a major argument between the two, and that's a big problem for Gary, since the snake will need both of them to help him escape. The trailer shows Gary on the run, from both the police and a mysterious villain, but maybe the movie is tricking us. Didn't catch that? Let us explain. If the therapist is saying Judy never lets Nick talk, it paints her as the one in the wrong. But this already happened in the last movie, when Judy had to apologize to a friend. Disney usually avoids repeating plot lines, so the problem between them probably isn't actually Judy's fault. And if they really do need to see a therapist, then something much deeper must be going on. Remember the villain's line from the first film? "We little guys have to stick together." What if the therapist, who's also a small animal, is manipulating Judy and Nick because the villain is secretly pulling the strings, using her to break the duo apart? That might actually be the whole plan. But until then, just know our goal is to always keep you up to date with the world of animation. That's why we've got 2 more videos lined up for you to enjoy. We'll catch you in the next one.